Hey everybody, this is Phil Kohler with Polygon, and you were looking at an interesting little game here that I got to see a couple of weeks ago called Blade and Soul. So this is an MMO that's actually been out in Korea since 2012, but NCSoft is just announcing today that they are finally bringing it to North America. Basically, it's been incredibly popular in the East. It had the day it launched in China, there were 1.5 million players, and there's a whole bunch of people who have been asking for it to be brought over here for forever. A lot of people in the West who've been sort of logging into Asian servers to play it. NCSoft's finally bringing it over. Maybe wondering what sets this apart from other MMOs, and you can kind of see it a little bit in the video here, but basically this is more of a martial arts, fast-paced, very action-y MMO experience. There's no tab targeting or anything like you find in other MMOs. There's no basically helping you aim at enemies. You're going to be doing all the dodging, all of the aiming, all of the actions you're going to be pressing a button to do, and they're going to happen immediately. So it's very different from a lot of MMOs in that respect. As you can kind of see here, the combat's very fast-paced. It's going to require you jumping around a lot. It's very combo-heavy. The producers who I talked to when I saw the game wanted to compare it to a fighting game in that sense. I don't know if it actually holds up. It's hard to say without having played a lot of it myself. I did get hands-on very briefly. But, jumping into the middle of an MMO, it's hard to tell. But they do, that's their intent at least. They're going for something that's a little bit more combo-heavy, requires you to be reactive in your combat and to really pay attention in a way that that some would argue other MMOs don't do. This is so as you can see, it's very martial arts, very Eastern art inspired. It's actually based on wuxia, which is a name for basically these Chinese epic martial arts stories. It's stuff like Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon, all these kung fu movies from the 70s. That's what they're building off of. There is actually a huge plot in the game. Plot is a big part of the game. You can also see there you get to do these cool jumping mechanics. These you can find these spots that allow you to jump way into the air and get really high up, and then you can actually float from really high up to get back down. So the design of the zones is a lot more vertical than in other MMOs. The storyline's going to follow basically in traditional martial arts movie style. Your master gets murdered in the very beginning of the story, and you're going to be going after the person who murdered them and trying to figure out why it happened and how to stop them. You can get from level 1 to the current level cap of 50 just by following the story. That's how much story is important to this. They've said even though this is an MMO that is based in that it started in Korea, they don't want it to be too grindy. So they're definitely making it so you'll be able to level up just from doing story stuff. And then in addition to that, like I said, the game's been out since 2012 in Korea. There are tons of updates, tons of additional story stuff that will not be there at launch in North America, but that they're going to continue adding after launch. So there is a whole lot of game here and much more to come very quickly. They said there's going to be 4 continents. Only 2 of them are unlocked at the beginning, and then they're going to continue unlocking them as you go. There's, of course, PvP combat in addition to PvE. They said it's totally consensual. You can participate if you want, or you can just never do PvP. You don't have to group as well, but there are 2-player dungeons, 4-player dungeons, and 6-player dungeons, as well as a 24-person raid when you get to the end game. So there's a lot going on here. What I saw looks very cool. They are planning to launch in beta later this year.